Every morning feels like a question before my feet touch the floor. The world keeps offering options, some easier than before. I've seen love dressed up as freedom, heard temptation call my name. But when the noise starts getting louder, your presence stays the same. I don't choose you out of habit, I don't stay 'cause I'm afraid. I look at all the possibilities, and you're the one I take. You're the choice I keep making when the feeling comes and goes, when love stops being magic and starts doing the work it knows. You're the choice I keep making in the quiet and the loud. When my heart wants an exit, you're the answer I allow. I've learned that love is daily, not a promise frozen in time. It's forgiving in small moments and crossing unseen lines. There are days you don't understand me, days I don't get you at all. But we keep meeting in the middle before the final fall. I could chase another version, I could test a different view, but every road I consider leads me back to you. You're the choice I keep making when the spark feels unfamiliar, when the fire learns to breathe slow but somehow grows deeper. You're the choice I keep making when staying needs intense, not because it's convenient but because it's meant. Some people wait for certainty before they give their heart, but certainty is built by staying when nothing's clear at the start. Love isn't found in guarantees or the absence of fear. It's choosing the same person even when doubt is near. I don't need to know forever, I don't need the end in sight. I just need to keep choosing you tonight. You're the choice I keep making when the easy roads appear, when walking away feels tempting but love asks me to stay here. You're the choice I keep making, not once but every day. In a world full of exits, I choose you anyway. So if you ever wonder where I stand, or if my heart might stray, remember this one simple truth. You're the choice I keep making. I stay when it was hard. I stay when it was hard. It was easier to leave that night when words cut deeper than the truth, when silence filled the space between us and love felt tired, worn and bruised. I had my reasons, I had my pride, at every door unlocked to go, but something in your breaking voice told me this wasn't over, no. I saw the fear behind your anger, saw the pain you couldn't say, and walking out would have been simple, but loving you asked me to stay. I stay when it was hard, when the easy road was clear, when my heart was full of questions and the answers disappeared. I stay when it was hard, when the spark was almost gone. I didn't stay because it felt right. felt invisible, standing right there by your side. Moments I swallowed all my feelings just to keep us alive. I wasn't perfect, I was scared. I doubted more than I should admit. Believing never healed a thing, it only hides from it. I learned that love is not a feeling that only shows up when it's light. It's a decision made in darkness to keep holding on through the night. I stayed when it was hard, when your walls were standing tall, when you didn't know how to love me and I felt nothing at all. I stayed when it was hard, when hope felt thin and warm. I stayed through the confusion till the stronger us was born. No one claps when you keep trying, when the magic's long gone. No one sees the quiet courage it takes just to hold on. It's easy loving someone smiling, easy when the skies are blue, but staying when the storm keeps hitting, that's the truth. I stayed through miscommunication, through the nights we barely spoke. I stayed through all the moments where my heart almost broke. Not because I'm fearless, not because I'm strong, but because walking away felt more wrong. I stayed when it was hard, when the future felt unsure, when loving you was messy, but still real, still pure. I stayed when it was hard, and I do it all again, because love isn't leaving early, it's staying till the end. So if you ever wonder why I didn't turn and run, remember this one simple truth: I stayed when it was hard, when it was hard. When love learned patience, we used to rush the answer, like time was running out. Every pause felt like a problem, every silence caused a doubt. We wanted things to happen fast, proof in every sign, but love was still a stranger then, still learning how to take its time. I thought passion meant perfection, thought urgency was true. I didn't know real love was built by waiting through the truth. This was when love learned patience, when staying meant to grow, when we stopped chasing moments and let the feelings go slow. This was when love learned patience, when holding on felt new, not trying to change each other, just learning how to choose. There were days we didn't speak much, but the quiet didn't scare me. We learned how to listen deeper, not just hear what had to be. You gave me room to stumble, I gave you space to breathe, and in between those moments we found what it means to believe. We stopped counting all the hours, stopped fearing every pause. We trusted in the process instead of chasing cause. This was when love learned patience, when fixing wasn't the goal, when loving meant acceptance, not control. This was when love learned patience, when never replaced a man, when I stopped overreaching and just held hands. Patience doesn't mean indifference, it means choosing not to rush. It means seeing who you're loving, even when things feel stuck. It's staying when nothing's happening, when there's no spark to chase. It's finding depth in ordinary days and calling that grace. We didn't fall in love again, we grew into it slow. We learned that staying present was worth more than the show. This was when love learned patience, when we let ourselves be real, when we stopped demanding proof and started trusting what we feel. This was when love learned patience, and in that steady space, love didn't fade or disappear. It finally found its place. So if love ever feels too quiet, if it's not loud or new, remember this is how it grows, when love learns patience too. I didn't run, I felt the urge to disappear when the room got heavy with you. When loving you start feeling safe and every word got through. I could have packed my sadness, but turned my back, changed the view. But standing right there in the tension, I saw something worth holding to. Fear knocked loud on every door, told me I'd lose control, but love whispered something quieter about staying whole. I didn't run, and my chest felt tight with doubt, and the exit sign is glowing, and my name was calling out. I didn't run, and the storm refused to end. I stayed inside the house again and again. I've been someone who escapes before, calls it space, calls it time. A distance never healed my heart, it only drew a line. You didn't say so calm to me, you just waited there. And somehow that patience taught me how to care. I learned courage and shot it, was standing tall without fear. It's choosing not to leave, and leaving feels near. I didn't run, on my past came flooding in. We know how it started talking, and I felt myself giving. I didn't run, when loving you took word, I stayed Lightning gives the illusion that you say that we're so. But some battles only heal when we face them with someone else. It's not brave to disappear. Every time to shake. Bravery is standing still for love's sake. I didn't run from the questions, I didn't hide from the blame. I stayed and took responsibility for my part in the pain. I didn't run when the fire burned too slow, when the thrill was gone, but the truth still showed. I didn't run, and that's how I grew. Because the first time I stayed, I learned how to love you. So if you ever doubt that heart of fear that I might be, remember the nights I stayed right here when running was easy. I stayed at Christ's more than once, with every reason to turn away. I've heard the voice of self-protection tell me it's safer not to stay. But standing here with all our history, all the weight of what we've been through, I don't feel trapped or cornered. I feel clear and I choose you. This isn't comfort, this isn't fear, this isn't me avoiding the truth. This is me looking at everything and still choosing you. This is me choosing you, not because it's easy on you, but because love is a decision I make when I see you. This is me choosing you, when the feeling fades and it turns, when the lesson comes with heartbreak, and the heartbreak comes with growth on. I know we're not untouched by the damage. I know we don't have perfect days. We've said things we wish we could take back. We've run the hard way, how to stay, but I don't need it for this future. I don't need the end in sight. I just need this moment of honesty where my heart aligns. I'm done confusing love with chaos, or passion or use pain. I choose something steady, something that remains. This is me choosing you. I'm staying and ask for courage when walking away feels tainted, but would only cause more damage. This is me choosing you, not once, not just to die, but in your memory mornings, when love is quiet and gray. Choices louder than promises, action speaks beyond words. Love is built in repetition. repetition in the days that unrehearsed. It's not about dramatic endings or beginnings that feel true. It's about standing here for the present and choosing you. Because I have to. I don't stay because I'm afraid. I stay because I want to, and I choose you this way. This is me choosing you. When the years start leaving their mark, when the fire turns into embers, still warm in the dark. This is me choosing you at the start and at the end. When love stops asking questions and just stands firm. So if tomorrow tests our resolve, if the road asks what we'll do, remember this moment, this truth. This is me choosing. Choosing you. We don't shout our love in public. We don't need to make it seem. No headlines, no declarations. Just a space where we can breathe. When things get heavy between us, we don't race to prove who's right. We sit with the uncomfortable till it softens overnight. There's a strength in how you listen, in the calm you choose to keep. While the world demands reactions, you stay deep. We're holding on without noise, without scenes, without display, choosing each other quietly in the most honest way. Holding on without noise when the echo fades away. We don't need the world to notice, we just stay. I've seen love that needs an audience, needs approval just to last. But when the spotlight disappears, so does the past. You don't measure us by milestones or by how it looks outside. You measure love by presence, by who's there when it's denied. When my words come out unfinished, when my heart feels slow and tired, you don't push me into answers, you just sit beside the fire. We're holding on without noise when the feelings feel unsure, when love becomes commitment, not a cure. Holding on without noise when there's nothing new to say. In the stillness of the moment we remain. Silence isn't distance when it's shared with someone true. It's the sound of trust breathing between me and you. You're staying when there's no applause, no drama to perform. It's choosing to be steady in a world addicted to the storm. We don't chase intensity, we don't fear the calm. We found something lasting by staying soft, not loud. We're holding on without noise when the feelings changes shape, when the love asks for consistency, not escape. Holding on without noise, and that's the part that's rare. In the time moments I couldn't forget. Nights I lay awake wondering if this was love or regret. I felt the weight of every silence, felt ignored, misunderstood, but walking away felt like a lie. Even when staying hurt, I won't pretend it was easy. I won't say I wasn't afraid, but love has more than comfort. So even when it hurt, I stayed. Even when it hurt, I stayed. When my heart was breaking slow, when I felt alone beside you and didn't know where to go. Even when it hurt, I stayed. When forgetting took its time, I stayed through the bleeding moments, so healing could last. I questioned our affection, if I was asking too much, if love was meant to feel this heavy, or I was losing your touch. But I saw pain behind your distance, saw fear behind your hiding, and I knew leaving wouldn't save us. It would only cushion aside. I learned pain doesn't mean fire, and tears don't mean the end. Sometimes love hurts before it grows, before it learns to mend. Even when it hurt, I stayed. When my voice went unheard, and all I need is honesty, and by silence instead of words. Even when it hurt, I stayed. When nights felt cold and long, I stayed long enough to find out what was right and what was wrong. And can love you smiling, and can love you kind, but loving through disappointment takes a different kind of hurt. It's not weakness to feel the pain, or an end you almost learned. Strength is choosing to remain, and nothing's hurt but birth. I didn't stay to be a martyr, I didn't stay to be brave. I stayed because love isn't proven, or how fast you escape. Even when it hurt, I stayed, and I chose it all again, because of pain taught me patience, and patience taught me doubt. Even when it hurt, I stayed, and I choose still stands today. Not every scar means failure, some mean it didn't walk away. So if you see the marks I carry and wonder why I stayed, know this love grew right there. Even when it hurt, I stayed. I walked away before, thought distance meant control. I called it self-protection, but it only left me cold. I used to run from tension, disappear when things got real. But standing here in front of you, I finally know what I when difficulty is my choice. Tonight I'm not leaving this time. When the words don't come out right, when we hurt each other trying to survive the fight. I'm not leaving this time. When the truth feels hard to say, I'm staying in the middle, not walking away. There are things we haven't fixed yet, conversations left undone. But I'd rather face the tension than pretend there's nothing wrong. I see the fear behind your silence, I hear it when you don't speak. And I won't punish your weakness by being weak. I don't need an easy love, I don't need a perfect plan. I just need the courage to be a better man. I'm not leaving this time. When the night drags on too long, when the weight of what we carry feels a little too strong. I'm not leaving this time. When forgiveness takes its time, I'm choosing patience over pride. I'm staying in this line. Leaving used to feel like freedom, like I finally had control. But staying means accountability and giving all my soul. It means listening when I'd rather shout, holding on when I won't really. It means loving you in progress, not waiting for peace. I won't vanish when it's quiet, I won't go when it gets loud. I won't make you fight alone. I'm here now. I'm not leaving this time. When the past comes back around, when the cracks start showing clearly and our feet aren't on the ground. I'm not leaving this time. This isn't fear, it's choice. I'm standing in the hard parts with my own voice. So if you're scared, I'll disappear, like the ones who came before. Look at me, I'm still right here. I'm not leaving anymore. We didn't build this on fireworks or nights that never end. We built it on the mornings after, when we chose to try again. apologies felt heavy, and pride was hard to bend. We didn't search for exit signs, we searched for how to mend. Love didn't grow from perfect timing or words that sound divine. It grew from staying in the room when leaving crossed the mind. This was built on staying, on choosing not to go, on standing in the aftermath of what we didn't know. This was built on staying when it would have been easier to leave. We laid the bricks with patience and learned how to believe. Oh, 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 There were days we questioned everything, if the cost was worth the pain. But every time we faced it head on, something stronger remained. We learned how to fight fair, learn when to let things rest. We learned love doesn't always win, but it always gives its best. When the future felt unstable, when trust was hard to find, we stayed long enough to see what time could redefine. This was built on staying when the cracks began to show. We didn't paint them over, we let the structure grow. This was built on staying, not on comfort, not on ease, but on standing in the tension till it's softened into peace. Anyone can stay when love is easy, when road is straight and clear. But staying when it tests you, that's where love appears. It's not romantic at the surface, it doesn't shine or sway, but it holds when everything else falls away. Falls away. Falls away. Falls away. We didn't rush the healing, we didn't force the plan. We just kept choosing presence over who we used to be. This was built on staying, and that's why it still stands. Not because we never broke, but because we learned to mend. This was built on staying, and I wouldn't change a thing, because love that learns to stay